Thanks for tuning into the market wrap. And we can talk about the famous four words I told you so. No, not really. But yeah, we spoke about this in the morning, isn't it? The FNO data was pretty indicative of the fact that there are some long positions added and the FI flows have been okay, and which typically leads to the bank Nifty doing well. So it almost fit like a hand in glove today, the move that we saw in the indices. So as much as we'll get the Nifty movers up on your screen, it was the bank Nifty which really did well for itself. But you will see in the Nifty as well that banks played a significant part. Yes, and the winners were the likes of Grasim and Ultronic. By the way, 1.23%. Keep that at the back of your mind. And while the winners were companies like Grasim, Ultratech, JSW Steel, so commodities, the banking back. Kotak Bank 3%, ICICI Bank 2.5%, HDFC Bank about 2.5% or 2.3%. So really good going for all of those three. The entertainment did well too. Now the numbers came out. I haven't had a chance to look at the numbers as yet, so I don't quite know how it'll react tomorrow, but it'll react tomorrow for sure. So I do think that with the kind of trading that Z Entertainment has seen today, it might be in the FNO ban, and that might restrict any large movement any which ways. What didn't do well, BPCL, ahead of an impending block deal, which the market is talking about, the buzz. That stock was quiet, and IT was a bit quiet in the session today. But as has been the case the last few days, the banks, of course, saw the major part of the action. But if you get in the MOE function on the Bloomberg terminal, it'll show you the activity that happened at the broader end of the spectrum. And that was remarkable, really, today, with the kind of moves that some of the NBFCs in particular saw as well. A bunch of them very, very active in the session. I would suspect that the market rate would be very positive today on the Nifty 500. It'll come up on your screen and you will see what I'm talking about. It's trying to load the data. Yeah, 365 to 132. That's best market breadth that we've seen in the last few days. But look at the movers there, right? Birlasoft on that Microsoft deal announcement, they already have a partnership, but I think they're scaling it up to $100 million led to that stock doing well. IFL Finance, good numbers. Sorry, it was IFL Wealth, but IFL Finance taking a bit of a rub off. But look at that NBFC rally that I was speaking about. So there is IFL Finance, of course, yes, but Cholamandalam Investment, PNB Housing Finance, some very strong moves there for those names as well. IFL Wealth, which came out with good numbers, up about 7.5% too. And then real estate had a fairly decent outing. Suntech Realty, Sobha, DLF, all of them had actually a good outing in the session. What didn't do well, yesterday's big mover, Thyrocare, corrected about 6%. Future consumer continues to grind lower, so that's under a bit of a issue today. JSW Energy corrected a bit, about 2.5%, and Lux, which had a good move yesterday, corrects a bit today. But those are few and far in between. They largely belong to the gainers. There are two or three stocks that all of us should keep an eye out for based on the movements that we've seen today. And I know Grasim comes firmly in favor simply because the large influential portfolio management services firm buy into Grasim yesterday, as a result of which that stock did very well for itself. But that aside, the kind of move that Ashok Leyland made because of the strong commentary that a Voltas made or a Berger Paints made because of the strong commentary that the managements have given are really interesting. Um, so yeah, these are some of the names and the kind of gains they had in the session today. One last name, that is Ashok Leyland. Just want to show that, and then we'll move on to what the global markets have done in the session today. Ashok Leyland too, superb move, and 68 half. Remember when the results came out, the stock was at about 53 2 days ago. From there, it's gone up to 68. That's a 30% move in a matter of 3 days. Quite exceptional for Ashok Leyland. Now, last but not the least, the going around in the world, and the European screen will come up on your screen and you'll see what I'm talking about. We've had a fairly decent session. The Dow futures don't give out too much marginal bullishness, and the European indices, as you can see on your screen, uh, marginally higher. DAX, of course, is up about 0.6%, but CAC and FTSE to about a third of a percent. So the going on in the global markets is not all that bad. Cautious, not a runaway move, but up nevertheless, and that is actually a good sign. If we indeed see some resolution in the US Congress with regards to the stimulus, then they might give a further flavor as well. But it's interesting how the days are shaping up. The broader market rally is alive and kicking. Until that is on, don't question it. Yes, you should be careful, but if you don't participate, you probably feel worse. So in small ways, I think participating in this mid cap rally with the kind of valuations that some of the stronger mid cap names might have might not be all that bad an idea. Thanks so much for tuning into the market wrap, and we'll of course see you tomorrow morning with the trade set.